So I'm big on personal growth. Those of you that are familiar with this podcast have heard me say that. And so, in trying to do personal growth work and being more self-aware, I just go through and look for different books of the Bible to figure out how they can relate to me, how I can grow in the area, etc. And so I went back. I'm very familiar with Proverbs 31, but something pulled me to go back and read it, right? And so I am reading through Proverbs 31 about the Proverbs 31 woman, a wife and mother and somebody who's admired in her community. And as I'm reading, and I'm like, God, I know you are developing me in some areas, but I don't know if this is me. I don't know if... Now, I have the tattoo. I have Proverbs 31 tattooed on the side of my ring finger. I got the tattoo a couple years ago. And as I'm reading it more, as the more self-aware version of me is reading it, I'm like, I don't know about it. And the parts that was really like, I don't know, is Proverbs 31, starting at 15, it says, she rises while it is still night and provides food for her household and portions for her female servants. So I'm like, she up in the middle of the night cooking? Not only am I not a cook, but I'm sleep around 9 to 10 o'clock. I'm not up in the middle of the night. I'm up in the middle of the night to go to use the bathroom or to go talk to God, okay? God didn't woke me up to talk to him, but I have a short attention span and I can't do both. So because I know how to read instructions, but I'm not a cook. I'm not somebody who enjoys cooking. That takes a lot of focus for me to prepare a meal or, to prepare food. And so I can't talk to God and cook at the same time. So, I'm like, I don't know about it. Don't sound like me, right? And so then, I read down a little bit further, and she was up again in the middle of the night. Verse 18, she sees that her profits are good and her lamp never goes out at night. And I'm like, she said, they saying she see that she, is making a lot of money, or, she's profiting off her business. So she up all night. And I'm like, nope, not me either. Because, again, I'm in the bed. I barely want to get up at 3-4 to talk to God. But I know, I'm obedient. So I'm up for that. I push through to be up for that. But I'm not up for anything. Don't wake me up. Don't. My phone is on Do Not Disturb or on airplane mode because I don't want to be woke up out my sleep. Okay? And, so God showed me right then and there. That is exactly why I made that tattoo on the side of your ring finger fade, because it's not you, sis. That's not you. I'm like, dang, in the Christian community, in the church community, it's promoted to be this Proverbs 31 woman, this woman of such stature, And I didn't got a tattoo because I'm like, oh, yeah, like, it's me. Y'all probably see it in people's Instagram bio or Twitter bio lying. Saying that they the Proverbs 31 woman. No, you're not, sis. No, you're not. But God showed me, like, that's why I made sure I removed that tattoo off the side of your finger, because you are not her. She is not you. So I'm like, dang, that's great. Now, I do have Proverbs 31 30 tattooed on my hip, and that's deep. It's the ink is in there real good and deep. It says, charm is deceptive, and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord will be praised. And God know I'm scared as heck. Okay, I don't like God's punishments. That's why I cleaned my life up and got on a straight and narrow, because them punishments is there. I am afraid. I am scared. God, I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Okay. That tattoo across my hip is very deep. The ink, you can see it really good and everything. God said we can keep that. But that other one, we going to go ahead and, get the skin rub off in that area. But yeah, so I'm like, dang, it kind of made me feel away. So I started listening to this. I'm listening to this interview of these group of women discussing the Proverbs 31 woman. And they brought up verse 17. And verse 17 gave me peace in my heart, okay? It says, she draws on her strength and reveals that her arms are strong. So she draws on her strength, right? Meaning she didn't draw from my strength. God made each one of us unique and in our own way. What you can carry, what you can take, what you can accept, what you can handle ain't what I can handle. And that's okay. It's okay that what you can endure is not what I can endure, and vice versa. Your weaknesses, because I'm sure she has she's human still. So I'm sure she's weak in some areas, may be my strengths. But quite a few of her strengths are my weaknesses, and that is okay. So that gave me peace. Like, you know what? She draws on her strength. All I can draw from is my own strength. So that's okay. You know what? I can be bits and pieces of the Proverbs 31 woman, but I don't gotta be the whole Proverbs 31 woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay that I have some of the characteristics, but not everything, So I'm like, all right, God, thank you for showing me that. Give me some peace, because I'm like, dang, I ain't gonna never get married. I ain't gonna never be nobody's a wife or mother, because I ain't capable, just putting that pressure on myself. And then as I'm reading, it says, I got to verse 23, Proverbs 31, verse 23. It says, her husband is known at the city gates, where he sits among the elders of the land. Now, everybody knows, if you don't know, that elders, big homies, old heads, those are different slang words. Those people have wisdom. They've been through life. They've gone through some stuff, and they have a certain level of wisdom, right? So you've learned from your mistakes. You done bumped your head. When people sit and talk to you, they're gaining wisdom. They're learning stuff. When I go sit at my grandma's house and sit and talk to her, it's because she has wisdom. She's telling me what she's been through, what not to do, and I can learn from some of her mistakes or some of the things that she did that was right, You gain wisdom. So just thinking about, a lot of men who go to church, who have a belief in God, they want this ideal woman, right? They want this Proverbs 31 woman. But not everybody has wisdom. So just because you go to church doesn't mean you have wisdom. Are you sitting with the elders, right? So making sure as a man, before you start wanting this type of woman, there's a certain type of husband that she had. Her husband is known for sitting at the gate with the elders, So that means he has wisdom. And then it took me to Proverbs, what is this? What was that? Proverbs 3. Happy is a man, Proverbs 3 verses 13. Happy is a man who finds wisdom and who acquires understanding, for she is more profitable than silver, and her revenue is better than gold. She is more precious than jewels. Nothing you desire compares with her. Long life is in her right hand, and her left riches and honor. Her ways are pleasant, and all her paths peaceful. She is a tree of life to those who embrace her, and those who hold on to her are happy. But let's focus on the part that says, happy is a man who finds wisdom. So not only is he wise, but the woman is wise as well. Now, I've been trying to do personal growth stuff, and as I'm do personal growth stuff and become self-aware, God I keep pulling me in areas of relationship stuff too. So he's teaching me about relationships and my expectations and what to expect from a partner as well. And so from Proverbs 3, I'm like, okay, she has wisdom, so she been sitting with the elderly and gaining wisdom, but also he has wisdom as well. So both of them are wise. Both of them have wisdom, and they're coming together. And then I'm like, hold on, it's a scripture on wisdom. God pulled me to Proverbs 9. Instruct a wise man, and he will be wiser still. If you teach a righteous man, and he will learn more. Proverbs 9:10 says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, for the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Boom, nested it. So the woman, a woman with wisdom, the first step is her being afraid of God, her fear of God. A man with wisdom, his first step is being afraid of God. If you do not have the one at the top of the list, you ain't got no wisdom. You have no wisdom. There's a scripture on that too about if you have all of these spiritual gifts and you're aware of all this stuff, but without wisdom, like without the fear of the Lord, you still are nothing. You're still worthless. And so I'm like, yeah, they just gave me some peace, extra more peace, because one, I got this tattoo across my back and I am scared of the Lord. Okay. I am scared of God. So I got the first step. I'm afraid of God. So I got wisdom. Okay. Happy is a man that finds wisdom. Okay. I would, whoever that partner comes, first question, is you scared of God? Because a man who goes to church people, and a church man or woman and a person who is in relationship with God is totally different, right? That's just like, I can be a female but not be a feminist. Is that a good example? I'm trying to think how you can be one thing, but okay. Or, okay, here's an example. I think this is kind of just off the head. I'm just trying to think of something. Being black but not African, or being black but not Jamaican, or the different things you can be as a black person. Like you can look black, you can be labeled as black, but having a different nationality or whatever. I hope that was a good example. I just tried to think of something right off my head. So you can be one without the other, but you can't. Like you can be a church person, somebody who goes to church, and not be in a relationship with God. But somebody in a relationship with God more than likely goes to church as well, because they go for praise and worship and to commune, with other people who are like-minded. So I'm like, okay, God, you gave me extra peace. I got the wisdom, the first step of the wisdom, because I'm afraid of you. I'm trying to do my best to follow all of the rules. That does not mean I am without temptation, because that was something else God has been dealing with me, throughout these lives, as I continue to grow in relationship with God. When I have moments of temptation, because I'm still human, just feeling like, dang, like, God, I sit and talk to you, I don't do a lot of things that the world does or somebody my age would be doing. Why do I still feel, tempted in certain areas, And, God gave me, the peace in my mind about that. Like, I've never told you, growing a relationship with me, hopefully this gives peace to somebody else too. Growing in relationship with God doesn't mean you won't be tempted by whatever it is that you desire. That could be a host of things. I don't want to go into description. But what you like, whether it's a person, a thing, whatever, something that you do that's a bad habit, whatever it is, it doesn't mean you're going to be tempted. But God says he gives us the way of escape to show you how not to act on that temptation, and he's a forgiving God. So, even though we may feel away, something may rise up in us, we may get a little excited because off the temptation, this because all sin starts with a thought. It starts in the head. We think about something like, oh, that sounds nice, and or that would be good. Or you see something you like, you're like, oh my God, and it starts with the thought, and so even canceling that thought and then asking for forgiveness, like, God, help to develop me more so I can escape that thought in a healthier way. Like, I don't gotta ponder on it as long as I did. I pondered on it for about 5 minutes today, but let's try to shorten that. It's a development process. You're never going to be perfect. Like, we are all made to like or be interested in whatever, something different. Some stuff are the same, but it's a process. It's still a process as you continue to grow in relationship with God. So knowing that just because somebody goes to church doesn't mean that they are in relationship with God. So yeah, wisdom is the key. Don't put the pressure on yourself to be this Proverbs 31 woman, because she's doing this out of her strength. This 50-pound bag, I could probably lift it up with no problem. The next person can probably lift it up, lift it just above their ankles. It's kind of struggling. But there may be another woman who can come and lift it over her head. See, I'm only holding it in chest area. Somebody else can only hold it at their ankles. But another woman come and hold it over her head. We are all using our own strength. You don't have to try to be somebody else. What's for you is for you. There's no competition. There's no reason to feel like you need to be what somebody else is, or develop or try to accomplish what they have accomplished. That ain't for me. It ain't for you. You can be proud for sis. Oh, that's so good that you up in the middle of the night cooking everybody meals. Blessings to you. But I am asleep. Okay? I am asleep. All right. I love you all in real life.